Today we're going to be talking about rounding decimals, which is very similar to rounding whole numbers, which you've learned before. So the steps to rounding decimals are, number one, you're going to circle the digit you're rounding. Number two, you're going to underline the digit to the right of whatever you circled. And then if that underlined digit is 5 or higher, that means round up. If it's 4 or less, that means just leave it alone. And then if you want to add a little note to yourself, you always drop all digits to the right of the rounded place value. All digits to the right of the rounded place value. So let's do some examples here after you copy that down. Let's say I asked you to round 0.876 to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so I'm going to follow my steps. I'm always circling the digit that I'm going to round, which means the hundredths place. So I'm going to circle the 7 because I know the 7 is in the hundredths place. And then I underline the digit to the right of that because that's going to determine how I round. Now the underlined digit is 6, which falls under the category of 5 or higher. So that means round up. So I'm going to take this 7 that I circled and make it an 8 and drop everything else. So this would be 0.88. Next one says round 1.23 to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to circle the tenths place, underline the digit to the right of it. So since I circled the 2, that's the place value I'm rounding to. The 3 tells me how to round. It's 4 or less, so that means leave this circled number alone. Leave it at 2. So my answer would be 1.2 for this one. Next one is round 32.056 to the nearest hundredth. Okay, circle your hundredths place, which is the 5, second digit over. Underline the digit to the right of it. 6 is going to tell us to round up. So I'm going to take this 5 and make it a 6. So this is going to turn into 32.06. And notice, whatever place value I'm rounding to, that's the last digit in my number. I was rounding to the hundredths place here, so the last digit is in the hundredths place. Tenths place here, hundredths place here. Moving on, I'm going to round 157.098 to the nearest tenth. Since I'm rounding the nearest tenth, circle your tenths place, underline the digit to the right of that. 9 tells us to round up, so I'm going to take this 0 and make it a 1. Next one says round 5.752 to the nearest hundredth. Again, hundredths place is right here, so I circle it, underline the digit to the right. This underlined 2 tells me to round down or keep the 5 the same. So this is 5.75. Round 4.1 to the nearest tenth. Okay, well, I circle the tenths place. Ooh, there's nothing to underline. There could be a 0 there, but really this is already rounded to the nearest tenths place. It's already, the last digit is in the tenths place, so I don't need to do anything to this. It's already rounded. Next one says round 5.76 to the nearest whole number. Now the whole number means the ones place. So here's my ones place, or my unit place here. So that's what I'm going to circle. And then I underline the digit to the right. That 7 tells me to round up. So this 5 is now going to become a 6. And then I have round 68.09356 to the nearest thousandth. So thousandth is actually the third digit to the right. 1, 2, 3, right here. So I'm going to underline the digit to the right of it. The underlined digit tells me how to round, so this 5 tells me to round up. So I'm going to make this 3 a 4. And lastly, I need to round 102.1398 to the nearest thousandth. Okay, here's my thousandths place. And then I'm going to underline the digit to the right. So notice that 8's telling me to round up, but I can't make this 9 any higher. I can't make it a 10. So what I'm going to do is go to the next place value over and make that one number higher. So this 3 is actually what I'm going to be changing into a 4. So this is going to be 102.14. Since it says to the nearest thousandth, I always want to be sure to include a digit in my thousandths place. So I'm going to put a 0 there just as a placeholder. So since I couldn't make this 9 any higher, I had to go to the next digit over and make that higher. Another good trick to write down. So some people get mixed up on where the place values are in your decimal numbers. So the tenths place is the first digit to the right of decimal. And a way to remember that is the number 10 has 1 0, so it's the first to the right of the decimal. The number 100 has 2 zeros, so it's the second digit to the right. The hundredths place is the second digit to the right. 1,000 has 3 zeros, so the thousandths place is the third to the right of the decimal. So that's just a little trick to help you remember where the place values are in your decimal numbers.